It's the Rob Carson Show. Are you ready to be pod-smacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
Yes, here is Rob Carson, and this is a special edition of the Rob Carson Show podcast. Hello, everybody on Liberty One TV. This is going to be something I think that we're going to start doing more of, having guests in the studio. Today we have a very special guest in the studio, renowned comedian, a comedic veteran. David Naster joins me. How are you doing, sir?
Yeah, good. I got to just start off with this.
What?
May I?
What?
People get upset because at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
before there's even Halloween,
Yeah.
they have Christmas decorations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but here at Rob's Podcast Central,
Yes.
you guys are way ahead of that.
Uh-huh.
You know why?
Why?
We haven't even celebrated Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We haven't even celebrated Christmas. And on your wall over there is Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, yes.
You have a Valentine's Day card up.
I have
and you're even Halloween.
My daughter gave that to me. My daughter gave that
But
to me.
it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
I know.
That is so charming.
Well,
I love it.
I have a little wreath she gave me also. It's around here somewhere.
But that is wonderful. I mean, you know why? Can you never get enough little?
We haven't even celebrated
those are the things you cherish when you get older.
Yeah.
We haven't even
Are those little
celebrated Christmas.
cards and little
on your wall-
posters your kids made you, and they
Over
they
there
just
is
whipping them
Happy
out. I'll just do this for
Valentine's.
Dad.
Yeah.
And then the older we get,
Yes.
you have a Valentine's. You want a Picasso? No, I want that. And one of my kids said, "I love you."
It was and speaking of which, and this is earlier this year, the radio stations, and I'm so glad I got out of music radio, because music radio, what's the word that I'm looking for? Sucks balls. Music radio is awful. It is awful. I was in it for 25 years, and I had to work at a radio station that she gave me also. They wanted to beat
that is really wonderful.
The biggest venue for Christmas music.
I never get enough.
The light rock station in the market. It's the light rock station,
That's right.
And they always
used to be KUDL.
But
those are the things you cherish when you get older. We have those little cards and little posters your kids made you.
I work at Cuddle now. But anyway, I have had to do Christmas starting off with this one.
You want a Picasso? No, I want that. And one of my kids.
And so
said, "I love you."
It was Christmas music. This is earlier this year. The radio stations. And I'm so glad I got out of music radio. For 2 months, I had to listen to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer every effing day. All of this stuff, and it's maddening.
What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't work retail. I haven't worked retail since high school. Can you
music radio is
awful.
Let alone radio. 25 years.
And they never played the radio station that she gave me also. They wanted to beat they don't play new Christmas. I mean, if whoever comes out with venue for Christmas music, they're not going to play. They're not going to. Yeah, and they always
should be KUDL.
Yeah, exactly. 50 cent. Anyway. Ho ho homies. Now Christmas with my ho ho hos.
There you go. When you get older. We have
I work at Cuddle now. What I'm thinking they need to do, I think I've had to do. You should just sign on the radio station now with one radio station. Not for this year. It's next year's Christmas music. That's how far ahead the competition. This year's Christmas music here. Just wanted you to radio station. I'm so glad I got a music radio.
I'm going to take
I had to listen to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer every F.
I go, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Watching the Christmas movies on the
Bing
Hallmark Channel.
All of this stuff. And it is maddening.
What's the word I'm looking for?
10 minutes.
Can you music radio is awful.
Now, mind you, I'm Buick. The Christmas thing and the focus and I'm watching
She gave me also.
You're so good.
They're not going to play. They're not going to.
Cocaine or
and they always
and they got it.
Oh yeah, 50 cent. Christmas. I don't know. Anyway, ho ho homies. Is just Christmas odd holiday. The way we've taken it on, and obviously we Christians celebrate the birth of Christ. You killed our baby Jesus, by the way. Thank you. Anyway.
No, I did not. It's my Uncle Louis.
It's your Uncle Louis.
I did
at the temple, down at the temple.
It was my Uncle Louis. Get it off my back. It was Uncle Louis, and he was a convert.
Oh, bastard.
We'll throw everything. Uncle Louis was a Buddha. Now that'll throw everything off the people right there.
It's just an interesting, and we have just embraced it in such a manner. movies, music, decorations. It's gigantic. It's like Mardi Gras.
It's taken off a life of its own. It really has.
It's just unbelievable.
It's about giving and no, it's not. It's about buying stuff.
Oh yeah. And I got to tell you, I've got a new line of my politically incorrect gear that I have, and we've added some Christmas designs to it. You can see it there, tpublic.com. Conservatees. Oh, right over there. There you go. No, right there. There you go. Right there. Yeah. And one of them says, "I say Merry Christmas. Deal with it." Because honestly, David, I say Happy Hanukkah. I don't care. Or you could say Happy Hanukkah to me. I won't go, "Oh, I'm offended."
I say Merry Christmas to people all the time.
Yeah, what the hell? So. And besides, you've got a holiday that you call, there's a day after Thanksgiving called Black Friday, which means that you are in the red until the happy little Christians go out and buy a bunch of crap. You are in the red. Black Friday is when you officially start making money. So here's the deal. Say Merry freaking Christmas, okay? Don't say Happy Holidays.
I got to tell you, one thing I love about this, there's nothing else anywhere except for possibly the 4th of July, maybe Easter. But as somebody who is Jewish, I can go into somebody in any store, whatever, and go, "Have a great Christmas," and they'll go, "You too." Yeah. And I'm thinking, I like that. That's nice. Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas. I like saying that to people because it's, "Hey, I hope it's good." You go, "I hope it's good for you too." What's wrong with that, Rob?
There's nothing wrong with it, and I'll tell you something else. This is an interesting place to live because they say Merry Christmas here. Okay, we lived in D.C. and everyone, Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays, and this was actually here because it's the Midwest. They unabashedly say Merry Christmas, so it's kind of odd for me to experience that.
I got to tell you, I know people that have said, that say to me, "Merry Christmas." I'm Jewish. I don't say that to people.
Yeah.
People say it to be nice. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah.
It's just so what. It's a great time of year, a great feeling. I love it.
Yeah, so do I.
And I used to fight that. being Jewish. You
really?
Can't feel that. No, you shouldn't feel. No, it's a great time of year.
I know. I
love it.
I know a lot of Jewish people who could put up Christmas trees. It's no big deal. I know they Hanukkah. They have the Hanukkah. They have the Christmas tree. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's marvelous.
I love it.
It's a marvelous.
I love it. And then you have that. You have this wonderful time of year.
Yes.
And then you turn the television on nowadays.
Oh my Lord.
Or the radio, and everybody and everybody is doing something so perverted.
Oh yeah, that's they're like Netflix. And there are a lot of shows now that just take. I don't know. I never watched House of Cards. Kevin Spacey, likes to molest boys.
Talk about a house of cards falling.
Oh my God, yeah. Jesus. There you go. They're off the table too.
Gone. Yeah, you blew them in the house of cards. Is there a metaphor there?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, the cards are sticking together. What the hell? That's why I was standing. But you got those shows, House of Cards in it. There was the Breaking Bad, what's the one? It's like Dungeons and Dragons, the new one. What is it? It's the medieval one. Whatever. I don't watch it. It's a big deal.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
You know why people like Game of Thrones?
Why?
Eventually, there were naked women.
Well, yeah.
That's why people like it. It was soft porn.
It gets rapey, and there's all sorts of brothers and sisters doing each other, and it's just. I don't like it. I'm not a prude by any means, but I don't like it. It's too much.
And when all else fails, bring in a dwarf.
Bring in a dwarf. Yeah. Here, I'm next. Yes.
Not only a dwarf, a very handsome-looking dwarf.
I got to tell you, not only that, but also a hell of an actor.
Yes, he is.
He's done Peter Dinklage, right? Dinklage. He's spectacular.
Yes, he is.
Wonderful. And then you got all this stuff, and obviously, you're a comedian. You've seen what's happening with the sexual harassment stuff, and now it's Louis C.K. Louis C.K. and he actually now above all and I'm not giving him kudos for this, okay? I'm not going to say, well, at least he came out and admitted he asked women to masturbate in front of him, or he asked to masturbate in front of women. This happened back in 2002, 2003, 2005 is what I had heard, and maybe in 1999. There were 5 instances have come, but where women have come forth, including 2 were at an Aspen Comedy Festival. They were thrilled because they got the break of a lifetime. They get to open for Louis C.K. He says, "Come on up to the room." He gets up there. He says, "Do you mind if I whip my penis out and masturbate in front of you?" And they thought he was joking. Did you know that? They're in the hotel room, and he goes, "Hey, can I whip out my penis and masturbate in front of you?" And they're like, "Oh God, you're killing us! Oh you're God, brilliant! He's doing it!
He's brilliant! He's doing it! He's a brilliant comedian!"
Oh man!
Now when did this, Rob? Come on, what is this? When you're in the room, you go, "It's time to leave."
Yeah.
When do you? somebody starts to do that, it's time to leave.
Yeah, that's usually when the penis comes out and he starts masturbating in front of you. With my ho ho ho.
I've never been a fan of Louis C.K. Some of the stuff he does is very funny.
I want to cuddle now. I like these comedy writer, amateur comedian. I think I've done so very well. You should just Christmas season starting now with one of the but if you bring it real life into the stuff that's really funny, so about your childhood, whatever. Louis C.K. did major bits about masturbation, and he was telescoping to everybody. Everybody.
I'll tell you another telescope, my brother.
Yes.
Why can I say that, my brother?
Yes. Cards in it. There was the Breaking Bad, what's the one? It's like Dungeons and Dragons, the new one.
And he goes on stage and said there are
the medieval one. Whatever. I don't watch it. It's a big deal.
Game of Thrones.
Underage
children. You know why people like Game of Thrones?
Why?
Eventually, they come into a neighborhood.
Well, yeah,
that's why people like it was soft porn.
It gets rapey, and there's all sorts of brothers and sisters doing each other, and it's just
must be really good.
Yeah, I've heard his return. I've heard his.
I heard him say that, and he laughed. The audience laughed.
Yeah, hold on. I don't like it. I'm not a prude by any means, but I don't like it.
But why you do that? I will go on here to Phil.
Bring in a dwarf. Yeah.
What?
Here, I'm next. Yes.
Not only a dwarf. What's funny about that? A very handsome-looking dwarf.
Good. I got to tell you, not only that, but also a hell of an actor.
Yes, he is.
And he's done Peter Dinkley, right?
And then people laugh.
He's spectacular.
Yes.
Wonderful. And then you got all this stuff, and obviously, you're a comedian. You've seen what's happening with. Here it is. We'll run a little bit of a Louis C.K. Sexual harassment. He'll have a pop-up. Now it's Louis. Hold on, Louis C.K. Louis C.K. and he actually now above all the. And I'm not giving him kudos. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I'm not going to say. Well, at least he came out and admitted the asked women to masturbate in front of him, or he asked to masturbate in front of women. This happened back in 2002, 2003, 2005.
Now, why do kids disappear sometimes? I think it's because somebody took them and had sex with them, and once you have sex with a kid, you got to toss them because people hate folks who have sex with kids more than pretty much anything. If you murder somebody, folks will find you a reason. You were upset. You were dehydrated, whatever. So here's the thing. So if you have sex with a kid, you got to chuck them out because if the kid tells anybody, you're screwed. So I can't help thinking that if we could take down a few notches the hatred for kid having sex people, at least you get the kid back. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that
okay? There's that.
Now, as Bill Murray said in Caddyshack, correct me if I'm wrong. What is the people are laughing at that?
Yeah.
And that's funny. And not only that, Robbie, they are saying that he's a brilliant comedian.
Yeah.
And people put him up in the high regard. People go, "Oh, that Louis C.K.'s funny." Yeah.
I'm not going to say that everything he does is not funny, because I think some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, but you got to wade through a bunch of shit to get there.
Is funny. Yeah. He did a funny. I heard a bit earlier this week that he was talking about when he was a kid. It's different in the 1970s when I grew up, and I guess you were a little bit older than me. But in the 70s we grew up. Everybody knew who the child molester was. He was this kid, this guy down the street, and everybody knew this guy. There's something wrong with this guy. Like for us, it was Mr. Shackelford, and we knew you stayed away from Mr. Shackelford, right? He did a bit on it. There's this guy in his neighborhood when he was a kid, a French guy, and I heard it the other day, and it was actually pretty funny because everybody knew. He'd drive up and say, "Would you like to go to McDonald's?" And the kids would be like, "No," and it was kind of funny just because it was a different time. But when he's talking about, man, and the way he says, child sex must be really good for you to risk your life in prison. And then I just can't go down that road. I can't go down that road.
See, you can be edgy.
Yeah.
When, there's certain things off limits. There's just certain things. I mean, and what we're talking about here is, buddy, you're talking about the moral fiber of somebody. Yeah. You're talking about somebody's character.
Yeah.
The mere fact that he does that or says that, and then you go, don't your kids listen to your act?
Yeah.
You have daughters.
Yeah.
Daughters. That's okay. I don't get it. Call me old fashioned, call me having morals and principles.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Now, take somebody like Larry David.
Yes.
who goes on Saturday Night Live, and they said, Larry David did Holocaust jokes. No, he didn't. He didn't do a Holocaust joke. He said, look, he just said, I love women, and I want to always be with women, but it wouldn't have been good for me growing up in Poland during that time to try to meet women at a concentration camp. And then he said, so I'd probably go up to her and say, so, how's it going?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what you're doing there is he didn't say the Holocaust is funny.
No.
He didn't say what happened to people was funny.
Yeah.
What he was saying is just that he put himself in a weird situation.
Yes.
And then your mind goes, well, that's kind of absurd and funny.
Yeah.
Louis doesn't do that. Louis just laughs about that, and people just laugh because he does that. What happens is, you know this. I told you when I said I wanted to talk about this. We've desensitized stuff.
Yeah.
Mort Saul taught me that we've desensitized stuff to the point it's okay to do a pedophile joke. It's okay to do a having sex with kid joke. It's okay to do that.
Yeah.
And it's not okay.
No, it's not okay.
No, it's not remotely okay to do a joke about that.
I do, the stuff that I do on stage, and I'll do a little salty stuff. I mean, you worked on a cruise ship, and you can't use profanity and all that stuff, But I do some stuff, but it's nothing like that. It's nothing taboo. I haven't really written any new stand-up in a while. I just kind of, do it on the radio.
Too much other funny stuff to talk about.
When I'm on the radio, I do it. When I'm on the radio, I do improvisational jags and all that, and it's fun. It's fun. I'd rather do fresh stuff every day. Unfortunately, I should be writing this shit down because every day I come up with something and it's like, oh yeah, and then it's gone. I mean, it's gone forever. It's gone forever. It's gone.
Yeah, but when you do this, so people want to hear new stuff every day. They don't want to hear the joke you did last week.
No. I mean, I've got some standard stuff, that you.
Yeah.
You have, and you can immediately, if I say something about, I don't know, let's,
you want to be edgy. People want to be edgy. How do you make jokes about people not standing for the national anthem?
Yeah.
That's people's. So how do you do it? Here's how I did it. Last week, I'm at the Emergency Chaplains Gala in Houston, Texas. My opening line, congratulations to all of you for winning the World Series. They all start applauding. And I said, I liked how some of the guys said, we're going to Disneyland. But I said, which is one of that Astros I love that said, I'm not going to Disneyland. I'm going to the Houston, Texas training camp and teaching them how to stand for the national anthem.
Oh.
And they went
I'll bet they went
crazy.
Nuts. I'll bet they went
applauding.
Nuts. What the hell they
went crazy applauding. I'm not afraid to do. See, you got to do. See, there's stuff that's too much funny. When you talk about raping women, when you talk about sexual abuse towards kids and other stuff, that's not funny.
No.
And nobody wants to hear about it because it's creepy. There's too much other funny stuff to make jokes.
Hold on, let me cancel off the rape material that I had written down a bunch of rape material. Damn it, Dave! I had this here, and you just ruined my next set. I'm doing open mic, and you just ruined it. You took my child molestation and my rape stuff.
You go, how can you make jokes about stuff like you talk about? How can you make jokes about World War II? Here's how you make a joke about World War II. True story. I'm on a cruise ship. I'm performing on a cruise ship over in Europe. There's 900 Germans on and 200 people from Brussels.
Yeah.
They had to put in the feed for the show, this is a one-show English-speaking comedian. I go do the show to moderate laughs.
Yeah.
They get English, but they don't get the Americanisms of the joke.
Yeah.
I do a joke. I'm walking down the stairs all by myself, and a guy comes up and he goes, "What?" And he was serious. He goes, "Why don't you speak German?" And I said, "'Cause we won."
By the way, Sam's watching. Sam Cangelozzi, my buddy. Sam Cangelozzi is the guy who does all the designs for our apparel wear.
Nice work, Sam.
Yeah, man, we got some good stuff. Christmas is coming, and we've come up with some new designs. There you go, see him right there, down there to the right side of David. Master Baster, that's a good one. You can have that. You can put that.
See that's where mine, Brad goes. Christmas is coming, but I don't think Louis will be doing that publicly soon.
Yeah, exactly. I had another World War II joke, and my buddy Chris Plant said this, and he said, "You
can't get enough World War II jokes."
This one's good actually. My buddy Chris, he was talking about in Honolulu. Is it Honolulu where the Pearl Harbor is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't been. I've never been.
Sir.
I've never been.
It's pretty amazing.
And he said one of the things that the running joke with the natives there is if Japanese tourists come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm drawing a blank on the ship. The ship, the Arizona, the Arizona." He says they have somebody, a Japanese tourist comes up and says, "Where's the Arizona Memorial? Where's the ship Arizona?" What they say is, where you left it is their joke. So, it's not World War II. It's too soon. It's too soon. I hate to tell you this. GIs were making jokes about World War II during World War II and right after World War II. And that's the only way you can laugh at.
Yes,
and deal with your stuff. Yes, sir. Jesus. Yes. I mean, come on. And you know this because you're doing these great videos of yours, and you've talked to soldiers about PTSD and used humor.
Yes,
and it's amazing stuff.
It does. When they can go back to a scene and when they can joke about it and say that's how we got through it. Yeah. Now I'm not going to stand here. I've never served in war. I've never been over there, and I've never seen the horrific things that these amazing people have seen. Yeah. But I've talked to them when they can make a joke. Well, I can tell you, Larry Marks. He used to run Stanford & Sons in Kansas City. Yeah. And Larry told me they are being ambushed. They are in a rice paddy. They're being ambushed. There's fire going all around them. Larry's got to give signals to them how to get out of it. Larry's in charge. He looks over. The biggest guy in the platoon is in the rice paddy. He's got frogs covered all over him, and he's eating a can of peaches during the sniper attack. Jesus. And Larry looks over and mouths to him, and he said, "What are you doing?" And the guy said, "I'm hungry." And here's what Larry told me. He said, humor was possible during war. Yeah. You just had to look for it.
You are right. And I know in some of your videos, you've talked to people in carnage, in the middle of carnage, and they can make a joke about it. I saw a thing about like first responders and how they would joke around while they're putting the whatever in the ambulance.
Oh, yeah.
Because they'll actually joke around it, because otherwise you're going to go friggin' nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're just going to go crazy.
We were speaking of the Holocaust. Jack Mandelbaum, I interviewed Jack. I asked Jack, I said, "So was there humor in the Holocaust?" He said, "Very little." Yeah. He said, because if you made fun of him, you know what they did? He go, "You think that's funny? We'll show you funny. We'll send you to this concentration camp." He said, "That's the way the Nazis thought was funny." He said that whole movie, Life is Beautiful. Yeah. He said, great little fable. Not even possible. Yeah. Now, he did tell me a story. He said, "How did we laugh in a concentration camp?" He said, "I'm 15. My buddy Moniak is 15. And we are in charge of the food. So we had to empty the buckets that we cleaned the floors, black slate floors. What we did is we would wrap margarine in this plastic and put them in the bucket and say we have to go change the bucket. We would sneak food out to people that way and laugh our heads off." He said that's how we would laugh, but you could never laugh outwardly. No. Because if you showed any signs of enjoyment or amusement, then make sure you didn't have it. Yeah. Oh. So it's possible.
This is fun. I really like talking about the Holocaust. Well, hey, we're talking about rape, child molesting, and murdering the Jews. But what a blockbuster lineup today.
Here's what's interesting. Yes,
sir, yes.
I've talked to, and I can't repeat it because I didn't get permission. Okay. I had one woman that had 4 stories about she was sexually abused as a kid, and she gave me the stories how she did it. I will not tell you the stories here because she has never given me permission to do it. Yeah. This is a woman who saw a show, and she said, "David, if you're ever in Boston, I want you to interview me. Here's how I've laughed at being physically abused." Wow. She's the only one qualified to do it because she went through it.
Well, I had a rough childhood. My father left when I was 7. He just walked out the door. I remember the night he slammed the door, the glass broke, never saw him again. He was my first adopted father. Okay, so there's that. Then my mom married a guy who at times could be a very wonderful person, but most of the time was a complete asshole. Just shredding me every time I came in the door, yelling at me, calling me names, sitting at the dinner table. I didn't like to eat because you had to sit at the dinner table and just literally your dad sitting there making fun of how you eat. And so I had a lot of trouble. I had a hard time with eating for a while. So we'll just put it at that. It started when I was a teenager, and it lasted quite a long time. I had a real hard time with eating. And, it was really bad. Made fun as a kid. I was always the biggest kid in the class. I topped out at 6'1", 245 in 8th grade. And then if one kid couldn't beat me up, 5 of them could. So I had to deal with that, then come home and have my dad shred me. And so finally, after years of being made fun of, one summer after my freshman year in high school, I stopped eating. Just for a summer, I stopped eating. Diet Coke and popcorn. Lost 76 pounds in 3 months. Not a good way to do it. I'll tell you, though, I'm actually working on it. I'm working with the Nutrisystem people. This is the easiest diet you could possibly imagine. Okay, air pop popcorn, no butter, and Diet Coke. You're going to lose weight.
Don't forget the self-worth part.
Yes. How many pounds did you lose last week? 22. Now, the only negative...
How'd you do it? Have no self-esteem?
Is like, would you like to stand up and tell everybody? Yeah, sure. But every time I stand up, I pass out. So, so there, you can laugh at stuff like that,
Sure, it's because you've been through it. You're making fun of it. You're laughing. I can't come in. Now, I'll tell you how I can laugh.
Yes.
So what did Louis C.K., so people know how you set it up as a comedian.
Yes.
What did he get in trouble doing?
What did he get in trouble? He was masturbating in front of women.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So what happened? We had Kevin Spacey on Facebook doing master classes.
Yes.
Now Louis C.K. is going to have another kind of master class.
Yes, big time.
That's how you make jokes about it.
Yeah,
you make jokes about it and play around with the idea.
I've been talking about this on my radio show, and I'm on all next week on KFYI, by the way, in Phoenix. It's 4 to 7 their time, 5 to 8 our time, and it's terrific. I'm also on WABAP in Dallas.
Love that stuff.
Are you having fun playing with my bracelet there?
Yes, I am, but I love, yeah, because
it's broken. The damn thing's broken. I got to take it in.
But let's keep the plugs going. I like the plug.
But anyway, I'm on WBAP in Dallas, too, from 2 to 5. So 2 to 5 and then 5 to 8. 2 radio stations, 6 hours of talk radio. That's on Tuesday and Thursday, and then KFY all next week. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool. It's a hell of a week, though, boy. Woo-hoo-hoo. But I've been talking about just how Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are bookends of depravity with regard to the rest of the country. Because we all had to go, and this all started, this whole sexual harassment diatribe and dialogue started when Clarence Thomas was being grilled to become a Supreme Court justice, and it came out that he sexually harassed Anita Hill. Now, he did some pretty mild stuff, like saying there was a pubic hair on a Coke can. That was one of the, I know, right? That's what I say in the office. I'm like, hey, I wouldn't drink that. There's a pubic hair on your Coke. And, who says that? Allegedly.
Did he admit to saying that?
He did not admit to say it. She said. He said. She said. He said. She said.
Thank you.
But apparently he said a few things, and he never tried to rape her. He never tried to climb onto her when she was 14. Like Mr. Spacey. And but while the rest of us had to go through all the sexual harassment videos, and you're self-employed pretty much through the 90s, and yeah.
I actually had a lawsuit against me being sexually harassed, but I cleared myself of it since I was the accuser of myself.
Oh, you did? It's like, hey, stop grabbing my ass.
No, wait. I asked for that and liked it.
Get my hand out of my pants. Anyway, but we all had to in the private sector. We had to go to these stupid. Every job you get, you have to go watch videos about sexual harassment, and then sign off on it. And then that's what we've had to do. But Washington, D.C. and Hollywood, they went on as normal. And the casting couch has always been the casting couch.
Always been there.
It's always been the casting couch, David.
And my wife, who's Korean, said it happens in Korea all the time, in businesses and in entertainment. She said
really?
It happens everywhere. Come on.
I know.
Come on.
I just, I don't know.
Come on. You think back in caveman era, you want a warm place to sleep, come on in. But while you're here, come on.
But
now, I'm not saying it's okay, please.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's okay, but it's been around for a long time.
It has been. But how,
go ahead, Rob.
But like I said, but there were a lot of places. Stop it. No. But there were a lot of places that in businesses that it is like in broadcasting. It doesn't happen in radio studios anymore. It doesn't happen because they will fire your ass. Bill O'Reilly had it in his contract. Did you know that? Bill O'Reilly had a sexual harassment clause in his contract. Here's the deal. I'm not kidding.
Talk about clause being naughty or nice.
Thank you very much. Yes.
That's why I do it. That's just a gift.
Yes. A terrible, terrible gift.
A terrible gift.
But he had it in his contract that if it was not taken to court and he was found guilty of it, they couldn't get rid of him. But he could settle out of court, have claims of sexual harassment, and still keep his job. He paid a woman at Fox News, and I don't know if it's him or Fox, $32 million. Now, if you pay somebody $32 million, what did you do? Because Harvey Weinstein was able to pay off somebody for $100,000, and he raped her. Bill O'Reilly paid somebody $32 million so it wouldn't go to court. $32 million means that not only, if this isn't about a settlement, this is about criminal charges. He didn't want to go to court and end up in jail and lose his entire career, so he paid somebody $32 million. Most conservative commentators, for some stupid reason, are afraid to take Roger Ailes, who's now deceased, and Bill O'Reilly to task. I have no skin in the game here, or foreskin in the game, as the case may be. But I have, and neither do you, actually. You're Jewish. But anyway. Sorry.
This is great. I'm having a great time. I love watching you. I want to order a drink. The 2-drink minimum being here.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
any foreskin in the game.
Buddy, thank you. I have no foreskin in the game. But O'Reilly, I don't give a shit about either one of them, Roger Ailes or Bill O'Reilly, and I'm not afraid to say they obviously did something very, very wrong.
Well, isn't that now? I got to ask. We've never talked about this.
Yeah.
But what Eric Bolling had to do something wrong because he's gone, and boy, that went away quick.
Yeah.
With Fox News.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah,
he said I was going to fight it, and they fired him.
Yeah.
So they had to have some evidence.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff going on. Several hosts having affairs, having whatever. Yeah,
Did you see what on the internet about the accusation about Tom Hanks?
No,
you didn't see that.
Not Tom Hanks.
There is a thing on Facebook about Tom Hanks that he has been accused of being the nicest guy they've ever worked with in their entire career. So people have taken that and turned that around. There's an accusation about Tom Hanks being the most aggressive, being the nicest person you could ever work. And I love how people have turned that around now.
Jeez. Well, I saw a piece in the
Jeez. I've read it on No Loud. Jeez.
Well, I'm sorry. I was looking at a comment.
You weren't even listening. You were reading.
I was.
What was the comment? Was it a good one?
I don't know what the hell it was. That Brian says the dude needs to turn his background noise off and he F that pop case up. What the hell does that mean?
The dude needs to turn his pop.
It's not you. I think he's talking about somebody we've been talking about. That's what I was looking about. I'm sorry.
Read it again. Read it. I love these.
For a moment, Merry Christmas, bro. We're not getting a lot of comments. We're getting a lot of people watching, but we're just not getting a lot of comments. If you want to comment, David Naster joining me here.
What was his comment again? Let's have some fun with this cat.
The dude needs to turn his background noise off. He effed that pop cased up.
He meant podcast up.
Pop that podcast up?
Yeah, if you get on the internet, you got to take typing lessons.
What the hell?
Come on, take typing.
What the hell? What the hell? But no, the way you just said, and I'll just be honest. It's what happens to me when you're driving on a long trip and you suddenly just realize that you've gone 10 miles and you don't remember a friggin' thing about it.
Doggone thing.
That's what you just did. I know you were like, and so anyway, blah 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 blah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're talking about
we got crickets.
We were talking about how people have turned it around.
Yeah.
About Tom Hanks, people are having all these terrible things. There's so many great people out there.
Yeah.
Enough of this stuff. There's, come on. Is that
what? I'm just kidding. I am listening to you now.
Is that what turns you? Goodness. So much other funny stuff to talk about, or stuff about sexual abuse. You think we live in a suppressed culture, or what?
Yeah, I think we do. I was.
Or let's stop that and go look another 18 hours on Vietnam.
Yeah. I was looking for a piece. There's a piece that in this Hollywood article.
You and Kevin Spacey.
Thank you. Hey, wherever you can find it. But I was looking for a piece. There's an article in the UK Daily Mail talking about good people in Hollywood, and it was like Keanu Reeves is a good tipper. It's like, well, so am I. Really, is that
yeah, they're just trying
to. Whoever will say hi to you. Wow,
they're just trying. They're just trying to defend it. Don't you think there's good people out there?
I think there are.
There's some good folks.
I think there's some good people out there. I think there's some bad people out there. You've known a lot of comedians over the years. You want to name names as far as really cool people or people who are complete dickheads?
People that are great guys.
Yeah.
Gosh, they're dickheads are really great guys.
Yes.
I don't know, but your dog's licking my leg right now, and
really?
I wish I'd have brought that peanut butter with me. You talk about
I keep some in the drawer here, actually.
Here's the deal about. You talk about guys that are dickheads or comics or things like that.
Yeah.
Here's what I've learned about this, Rob, and I really mean this. I'm not trying to avoid your question. I never know where anybody's coming from.
Yeah, that's true.
I never know anybody's come from. There's guys you meet that are rude or not so rude, whatever. There's comics you meet that come in that are treat you rude or treat you like crap, and there's people that will treat you real nice.
Yeah.
Jay Leno had a reputation for years of just treating new comics great and being nice to him and talking to him.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of people like that. I don't want to come in here and talk about guys that are.
No, I know. You don't have to do that.
I mean, like that. Because maybe they had a bad day.
Hold on. Well, the reason why I brought that up is because I have a bunch of
Go ahead.
people who want to talk about how bad you are. No, I'm just kidding.
You let them go. You know what? I got to tell you this. And people do that. I've had people come up to me in an elevator on a cruise ship and say to me, I don't think you're very funny. And I looked them right in the eye and said, I believe you.
Really?
Not everybody's going to think that. That's
people, when you are an entertainer, and on radio is this way, they are unfiltered in their criticism of you. Whether that be online, whether that be, you ever hear the bit that Fallon does? It's called when he has celebrities read mean tweets about them. It's spectacular. It's really good because people are unfiltered online. People are unfiltered on the phone when you are, when you're an entertainer. Mm-hmm. They don't give a shit about your feelings, not one little bit. They are willing to say anything they want about you, and you don't realize. And you've really got to. When I first got into the business, I really took criticism personally. And if there was a column about me in the paper, I was crestfallen. If it was a negative thing, or a letter to the editor, or whatever. And now it's just, to me, it's like it doesn't, not one bit, doesn't bother me one little bit. I don't give a shit what you have to say. I really don't give a shit. I mean, people write mean stuff on my Facebook, and I write them back.
Do they really?
Well, sometimes. And I'll read about it, and I'll generally, what I do is if they've made any punctuation or spelling errors, I just correct them and send them back to them. And I say, you really need to work on your writing skills. And I'll say the whatevers you should. It's not a THERES. It's THEIR.
That's it.
I do things like that. Because you can't. Who gives a crap?
Well,
not everybody's going to like you, David.
Nah, not that. And people they're hiding and they're projecting their miserable lives on you, Rob.
Yeah.
Rob, are you gonna, if you see somebody bullying whatever, or you're somebody at a radio show, if you are going to, the question is not that I don't like. The question is I don't like certain broadcasters on television.
Okay,
but I don't have the need to call them up and tell them. I just don't like them. I switch the channel. What's the need you have to say, I don't like you? I always think, why don't you go deal with your dad and the shit you never resolved?
Yeah, exactly.
Or your mom.
Exactly.
Come on. I mean, that's what it is. It's all unresolved emotions that we see around now. So when a person comes up, here's one of the funniest things that happened to me. I actually had this happen.
Yeah.
I had a guy with a hacked account come on my Facebook account and accused of having, this is nasty, having an affair with my wife. Yes, nasty things, calling her nasty names. Wow. I'm talking to Facebook now about how to get that off of there, but it's a hacked account and doing that. And he writes me this and said that he had an affair with my wife and that he had sex with my wife. Wow. And that I seem like a good person and she's a slut and you should get rid of her. And then I'm reading this and I start laughing. And why did I start laughing?
Why?
Well, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. She's a slut, but you knew she was married and you had sex with him?
So did you ever find me? I mean, the guy?
That's what I mean. If you pay attention to people's absurdity, what they write and what they do, they're going to let you know how creepy they are.
Yeah.
And so you can't believe anything you read on there because you don't know if it's true or not true. And you got to accept that with compliments or other things. I mean, if you take the compliments and take the bad stuff, take the bad stuff. You don't like me, so what?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You don't like me. Switch the channel. Go someplace else.
That's what I generally will say. I'll just say, honestly, people say things just to be mean.
Yeah.
Just to be mean.
You know what they're doing?
What?
Oh, go ahead. I interrupt you.
But they do. They say things just to be mean. There's no point. There's no point in it.
I'm going to tell all of your major fans out there, the people that love you, I'm going to give you some great insight and give you some insight here. It was all given to me by a trainer for Barnum and Bailey.
Okay.
You walked down when the elephants came out. The trainer had a long stick with a hook on it, standing and running next to every elephant. They had that hook, which would get behind their ear if that elephant got out of line. They could bring that powerful elephant to its knees by connecting a nerve.
Wow.
That's all they're trying to do with you when they want to come at your account.
That's true.
They just want to bring you down. They want to hit a nerve, and they'll keep writing crap until they think they can hit a nerve. Hey, you don't like me, you don't like me. Go someplace else. I get it.
Yeah, that's what I
get it. I've tried to like Bruce Springsteen for years. I just don't care for his music.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call him and tell him he's an asshole or he's a jerk or he sucks.
Yeah.
Just don't like it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that's true.
Go in and go have a nice breath mint.
I would not say something to someone like that. If I don't like a show, I don't call the radio station and say you suck. I don't understand the kind of person who does that. But there are people who will do that. There are people. I'm on KFYI in Phoenix. I've been putting up a daily promo for the show that I've been recording, and it's on video. And normally you don't see a lot of video from radio people, but I've acquired all these skills. And every once in a while, I'll just get a real just douchebag comment. I'm trying to think if there's any here yet. I have to scroll down to my post.
They'll write something.
But occasionally, but there's some people on there like, hey, we really want him in this position. We really want him on this, in the afternoons. And those are nice. And then you'll just see somebody like, he's like, this guy, well, this is a nice one. Can we just lock Rob in as a permanent host?
Can we just lock
him in as a permanent host? Yeah, it was kind of nice. Kind of nice. And then occasionally they'll say, this guy sucks. Get him off the air. But usually that doesn't happen often because I don't suck. I don't. I mean, I'm not going to be got to tell you. I mean, you don't suck.
I know. But Rob, I
got
to tell you, brother. I realize that some people they think I suck. They don't like me. I understand. But there's a thing called the internet and other stations. Go to it. Move on.
Yeah.
You don't like me. You don't like me. I understand.
I'm very, very happy how my kids have turned out. My son turns 18 next week. My daughter is 12. Neither one of them have been bullied. And I was bullied relentlessly as a child. Bullied every single day. When I got on, there was a TV commercial in the early 70s. It was for a pain reliever, and it went, dun, 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 dun. And the kids, I get on the bus, and they go, sickening tub. Everybody on the bus. And I would lay down and cry my way to school, and lay down and cry my way all the way home. That was, wow. Your emotional baggage is arriving on carousels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you imagine the size of the effing cart I would need at the emotional baggage, check? I'd be buying those dollar carts all day.
Did you just make that up?
Huh?
Did you just make that up?
I've used that line before.
But you made that up.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's my stuff. That's my stuff. Your emotional baggage.
Here's what's great. I'm going to tell you about
I would love to lose some. I would for once but sure enough, some son of a bitch, they'd send it to my house. That's what they do with
I'm going to tell you something, okay?
What?
Let's talk about the bullying things.
Yes, sir.
What did they say to you?
Sickening tub.
In our bully-proof video, thank you very much as I self-promote myself on the second series of You Just Have to Laugh / web series.
Yes.
Shelley, she's big, a big gal. I mean, she's big gal.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie Stand By Me? Was it Stand By Me?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it. Which is the one that they went boom, baba, when the real fat kid got up? Was that Stand?
I don't remember. It might have been. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, every time she walked down the hall, all the kids start going. So you know what she did the next time she walked down the hall?
What?
She beat him to it.
I love it.
She starts walking down the hall going boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba, boom, baba.
Yeah.
And then what did they do? Nothing. You know why? Because they couldn't hook her with the nerve.
Oh.
And another guy, Shelley, this guy said, wait a minute. they kept calling her Shelley. No, they kept calling her Elephant. And she goes, no. It's Shelley-fant to you.
Nice.
And so when I said I'm named Shelley-fant, not Elephant, they took all the power out of it, all the juice out of it. Because she got to him. You felt bad about you being overweight. They said it. They reinforced you feeling bad about yourself. You did it. As soon as you laugh at it, man, it'll go away.
Well, it's
if you can laugh at it. It's hard stuff.
Back to my kids.
Back to me. Enough about you. Let's talk about me.
Thank you. But about my kids, though. But my kids. My daughter is not into social media, really. She's 12, almost 13. She doesn't delve into it. So there's no social media bullying going on right now. My son is the air of confidence. He carries himself with not arrogance. He's a hell of a nice guy, but everybody at school likes him. Here's a kid. He came into school his junior year at Olathe East. 2,000 students this place. And he ends up being on the homecoming court. He doesn't even play football. He's just Will, the funny, really cool guy. And he ended up being on the homecoming court. He's one of the most popular kids in his school. He goes to school. He will just some days he'll just put on a bathrobe, slippers, and pajama pants and go to school. He doesn't even care, and he does it for some kind of a reaction. Imagine that he tries to get people, the public to react to things. Where
would he learn something?
Yeah, where would he learn something like that? He last year for prom he wore an entire gold suit he ordered online. An entire gold suit, everything, and it was hilarious, and he did it for just to get a reaction, and because he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit about what you think. If somebody says they don't like you, he wouldn't care. And I'm so proud of him for that. He's never experienced bullying. My daughter's the same way, has never experienced bullying. Will that happen in high school to her? I don't know. But right now at this time, and I know my son has made it through his, the lion's share of his adolescence to, he's going to be a man next week, for crying out loud. And he's made it through without any bullying. And he's completely comfortable in his skin. I'm just proud of him. I'm so proud. I wish I could have. No, I don't. I'd like to say, if I had to do it all over again, there were some things that I would do different. But as far as what happened to me, I would probably have to leave it alone. Just, okay, all of the abuse, all of this and all that, it helped me be who I am. So I don't think I'd change much of it. There are a few women that I wish I would have slept with because I could have. That's the only negative. That's the only regret I have. It was Diane. She was my roommate right out of college, and she was right there. I mean, she had the bathrobe on and everything, and I didn't do it. I just, that's the only regret I really have. Just the women who I could have slept with, and I never did.
I wonder if your son has had people attempt to say things to him, and he just lets it go.
Oh, I bet you.
He's had people say things to him. You go to a bathrobe to school or gold, somebody's going to say something. So what? But when you show them that it doesn't bother you, that they're laughing,
yeah,
they got no juice in the game.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's very fun. Listen, I know we're going to have to wrap things up here because we've already talked 46 minutes, David. Where does the time go? Let me ask you this. Tell everybody about your video series. For those who don't know, I did a video with you to talk about it a while back. It's still available on Facebook and on YouTube as well. On my YouTube page, just look up Rob Carson Show, both places. Tell us about the videos that you're doing. And by the way, they're freaking fantastic.
Thank you. It's a web series, Naster.com, Naster.com/web series.
Yeah.
And it's how people laugh through life's most difficult times. Real people.
Give us a couple examples of the people you've talked to and how they're able to use laughter.
Some guy's named Patch Adams. You ever heard the movie Patch Adams? Patch is in the opening segment with Bernie Siegel. Patch Adams and Dr. Bowen White. You think you've been in a pickle, folks? These guys were arrested in Red Square in Moscow. They're taken to the Huzgau, and what are these guys doing? They're fucking with the guards. Patch is walking up to people. Patch is 6'4". He's got this clown thing, and he's going, Putin. Where's Putin? I need to speak to Putin. These guys have the guards laughing so hard that they let him go.
That's funny. Before we also, I want to have you try the sponsor, Dot's Homemade Pretzels, unofficial sponsor. I'm going to let you try them before we go.
Okay.
But what else? What else you got? You got Patch Adams.
Here's the toughest one.
Yeah.
What's the toughest thing we go through as human beings? I'm going to ask you a question. I'm leading the witness, but
there are bowel movements. Okay. Some days.
What's the toughest thing, emotion that we go through?
The people dying.
Bingo.
Okay.
Loss and grief.
Yeah.
We have the greatest episode on loss and grief. Now, it's not funny when somebody you love dies.
No.
But what helps you get through it is humor. True story. You want a true story?
Yeah.
This is it. I don't think I told this story to your fans before, but I'm going to share it. This woman said, David, I want to tell you a story that happened to me. My husband died unexpectedly. It's important you know that his name is Bud. Okay. He dies unexpectedly. We go to the gravesite, my daughter and I, before his casket comes in the people, and we're hysterical because now we're burying my husband who 5 days ago there was nothing wrong with him. Yeah. Now he's dead. We're crying hysterically. I say to my daughter, straighten up, help me. We got to compose ourselves for the people coming. Yeah. The daughter said, okay, Mom, bow your head. They bow their head in front of the open grave as people walk up, and her daughter says, dear God, this Bud's for you.
Fantastic.
Now, in a moment of absolute emotional hysteria, and that would that be, they found a way to laugh. And what did it do? Laughter reboots you, helps you go on. If you're suffering through depression, suicidal, PTSD, loss and grief, there's real people on this series. It's funny, man. These people are funny. Yeah. They're going to show you how to get through it. Sinbad openly talks about his anger and depression on the episode on depression.
Really?
Sinbad.
I liked Sinbad.
He's great.
I got to meet him when I was in Minneapolis, and he had the Jingle All the Way, the movie, and he was with Schwarzenegger. And we had dinner with him. There was Schwarzenegger was there. We did dinner with Schwarzenegger. We hung out with Sinbad. Fantastic guy.
He's a great guy.
And that was at the height of his career. Yeah. I mean, that was right there. And I want to show you something. Let me run and grab a bag of pretzels real quick.
Okay.
So I want you to try them, and then I want to show you something funny. This is, and you'll hear the video. This is the video you're talking about, laughing through things that are not funny. There's a woman in this video went viral. It was a woman who took her deceased grandmother's ashes to a bridge in Newcastle in Great Britain. on a windy day when the wind was blowing back at her.
Yes.
I'm going to share this in just a second. Can you do some fill here, just real quick? Just give me some fill here, whatever you want to talk about.
Another thing we have is, again, bullying, how you laugh when somebody gets in your face. This is truly one of the greatest comebacks, because you always want to know a great comeback. You always want to be able to say to somebody when they get in your face, David, how do you come back to somebody? How do you do it? You have to be honest, but what you really have to do is you have to lock into what somebody said. Now, here's an absolutely true story from a kid who we would say, when I was growing up, was retarded, special needs, was in that class. This kid was 12 years old, and these kids are making fun of him on the bus for being retarded. Yeah. And this one guy says to him, "You're stupid." You know what the kid said?
What?
You wish. Isn't that great?
I love it. I love it.
So go to Naster.com/web series. Yeah. We have 27 different episodes that cover every topic that's difficult to deal with, and I guarantee you're going to come away laughing. We have an episode with first responders, with cops, firefighters, guys in the military, and people that just love pretzels.
People who love pretzels. It's the most traumatized people ever. These guys. Here's a story. Last night, my wife, when I go out of this winery, and oddly enough, Kansas has some damn good wineries. It's kind of funny, and it's called the KC Wine Company. We're out there. We meet this guy, just this guy in his 60s, and he's got a beautiful blonde wife like me. Not like me, but I have a beautiful blonde wife. Although when I do the wig,
blonde or blind?
Pretty blonde.
Okay,
blonde. Well, shit. If you're looking for an excuse to why she married me, yeah. But anyway, this guy is there, and he's the owner of Dot's Pretzels. Name's Dwight, and he's out of he lives, I guess, in North Dakota. And they're just cutting the ribbon on a manufacturing plant here. And Kel said, "Oh my God, Dot's Pretzels is my favorite pretzels." I said, "I've never even heard of them before." And I'll tell you, okay.
There's a little bit of a. Is there a mustard?
It's like a butteriness. There's a butter. Here's the thing. In the world of you open up. Say for instance, you decide you're going to go into you're gonna freeze water and you're gonna sell it, and it's called ice. Okay. You really got to convince your investors. My ice is the best frozen water out there. Honestly, because how are you going to reinvent ice? See, so the pretzel's kind of the same way. The pretzels is like, it's crunchy. They all kind of taste the same. You usually put mustard on them.
No, these don't taste the same.
These are freaking fantastic, aren't they? These are damn good pretzels.
I wish I had a Dr. Pepper right now.
Swear to God.
I wouldn't leave.
Oh, I swear. Anyway, the Dot's Pretzels, they're coming to a store near you if they're not already there, and I'm going to tell you they're sick. They are really, really ridiculous. I want to play this audio, and you won't be able to see the video right now. I'm learning how to do, and I'll be adding video to the podcast soon. But this is this guy videotaping this woman dumping her deceased grandmother's ashes off a bridge, and they blow back onto her, which you're